Joining us on this show today, we have Kelley Fisher, an elementary school teacher in Arizona, where she's part of the admin team for Arizona Educators United, the group organizing this week's teacher walkout. Kelley Fisher, thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
I want to call you Kelley, but at the same time, there's a deep part of me that just can't bring myself to call you anything but Mrs. Fisher, because you are a kindergarten teacher.
I am, proudly, 20 years in the making.
20 years. So Arizona teachers are going to be walking out on Thursday to protest low pay and inadequate school funding. Teachers have already led protests this year in West Virginia, Kentucky, and Oklahoma. Things are coming to a head in Colorado now, too. How do you account for what's been happening across the country with sort of teachers feeling pretty fed up?
I think teachers are finally seeing that if they gather together, they are the ones that have the power. And I know that's definitely what we've seen here in Arizona is, we started this with a Facebook page. And just to see the number of people who wanted a space to talk with like-minded people who felt the same way about what was happening was very comforting for people, and we just continue to grow. And I think that's what's really happening around the country. I think people are fed up with not having enough for their students in their classrooms.
So there's been an offer of a 20% raise from the governor that would happen over several years. But as your organization and as many have noted, a 20% raise in Arizona won't bring teachers in Arizona even to the national average for teacher pay. How do you and your colleagues, how do you deal with where your salaries are at right now? Like how hard has it been to make ends meet as a teacher in Arizona when the salaries are so far below the national average?
It's been very difficult. We have teachers, even just on my campus, that are working 2, 3, 4 extra jobs just to make ends meet.
And so what are you asking for right now?
Well, we have 5 demands. We would like to see a 20% raise for teachers. We would like to see all funding restored to education. We've had cuts for 10 straight years. We would like to see no more tax cuts until education is fully restored. We would like to see our colleagues, our paraprofessionals, our secretaries in the office, our bus drivers, our kitchen staff, we would like to see them receive a raise too. And we would also like to see a continuous funding source so that we can constantly be getting a raise to keep us at or around the national average.
And what has the reaction been of parents to this? Because, we see poll after poll that shows that there's incredible support for raising salaries for teachers, increasing school funding. Everybody, in an abstract way, everybody over and over again says to pollsters, teachers aren't making enough. And yet in Arizona, you saw $1 billion taken out of the schools even as they cut taxes. You've seen a backlash from certain quarters. In Colorado, 2 legislators introduced a bill to make it a crime for teachers to protest, basically. What has the reaction been from parents? Are they supportive? Are they angry that they may have to figure out a way to find babysitters for their kids? What are you hearing?
We have received incredible support. It's been amazing. Even today, I had parents emailing me saying, please put my name out there. I will watch anyone's kids who need it if they need to go to work. And we have what we're calling walk-ins every Wednesday morning across the state where teachers gather 30 minutes before school starts and talk to their community and invite people to come and ask questions and find out exactly what we're all about. And last week, when we did it on my campus, we had 300 parents show up in support of us.
So one other part of this is that you're part of an organization called Arizona Educators United. It's independent from the union. What
Yes.
brought this organization together? How did you guys mobilize so quickly? And how has this been connected to what the union's been doing?
It was a complete whirlwind, to be very honest. I can't believe it was only about 7 weeks ago that we started this. But honestly, it started with a tweet from one of our admin team, Noah Carvelis, and he's a 23-year-old second-year teacher, and he tweeted to the president of the teachers union and asked what we were going to do when he was seeing what West Virginia had done and what Oklahoma was about to do. And he said, what are we going to do here in Arizona to fix this problem? And the president of the union asked him what he was willing to do. And the discussion came around to, let's ask people to wear red shirts and start there. And the next thing you know, we're wearing red shirts on Wednesdays. We started a Facebook page, and by the first 2 nights, we had 1,000 members on the Facebook page. And today on my way here, I checked, and we have 50,000 members on that Facebook page.
Wow.
So it's been, it's been quite a whirlwind. But it started with the page, and they put out an offer of who would like to be part of this team. And someone on the team suggested me, and I said I'd be happy to. And I think it's because they're all young bucks. They're all just starting their careers, and I'm the seasoned one. They call me Mama Kelley, and I kind of, take care of them all, make sure they're all eating and getting some rest, and I'm the one to remind them that, this has been gone on for far too long, and the students in my class have the opportunity to be some of the first kids that I've taught in the last 10 years to not face cuts. And when I say things like that, it really hits home with them that, this is something that needs to be taken care of, and this is our opportunity to do it.
And I like that part of the way you're doing it is by enforcing a nap time. I think that's good.
Yes, nap time and snack time.
Nap time. Listen, we could all use... Honestly, our culture needs more nap time and more snack time.
I agree.
So you have this. So this starts with a tweet. A Facebook page gets 50,000 supporters. It's a whirlwind. This seems like, I think it's caught a lot of people in politics off guard, that we see basically, teacher uprisings in conservative states, in states that have had Republican legislatures that have pushed a growth tax cut agenda that a lot of people said would lead to sort of positive things for the state. What's the lesson there? Do you think that people are waking up to this? Are you surprised by just how much anger there was just under the surface here?
It was pretty surprising to see how much support we got right out of the gate. I've lived through 10 years of this, as I've said, and for people to finally start realizing that these kids are going without, and we are teaching with textbooks from the 90s, and teachers are teaching in classrooms with no air conditioning, and that might not seem like a big deal to someone in Michigan, but someone in Arizona, that's a big deal.
It's a very big deal in Arizona.
Yeah, it's a very big deal. We've got teachers teaching in schools with leaky roofs and broken windows, and I think that people are finally seeing that these tax cuts might be the answer to bring in corporations, but what corporation is going to want to come to a state where their public education system is falling apart? So I think this is really starting to wake up the public.
And one more question. We have a lot of people listening. They may, most people aren't in Arizona, but they're across the country and they care about this issue. What can people listening do to help?
Well, one of the things that they can do to help is to, keep in touch with their school districts and keep in touch with their legislators and make sure that their schools are being fully funded and make sure that their kids are getting what they need. And if they want to help us, they can go onto our Facebook page, which is Arizona Educators United, or they can go to our website, ArizonaEducators.com, and they can, we have places on there where people can sign up to help us. We're putting together a pizza campaign for the people that'll be down at the Capitol for the next couple of days. So if they want to help us that way or donate a case of water, we would be happy to direct them to the people that can take care of that for them. But most of all, I really would stress to just get out there and make sure that your schools are being fully funded and that the kids are getting what they need, because they're the future. And, I teach kindergarten, and those little 5-year-olds have a long way to go in public school, and they deserve a lot better than what they're getting right now.
Well, Kelley Fisher, Mrs. Fisher, Ms. Fisher, Thank you.
Mrs. Fisher's flamingos, to be exact.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for what you're doing. I think I'm glad you're leading the fight, because I think we all have a deep-seated desire to do whatever our kindergarten teachers tell us to do. I know that I can't shake it, so really appreciate it. And I think it's inspiring to see what teachers are doing. The teachers are kind of leading the fight against these budget cuts.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you.